Oh my God, Julia, you're there. Darling, take a deep breath whilst I just pin a comment about what we're discussing. So I'm just going to do that now, but you can say hello to everyone. They're so excited to see you. So
How are
I'm going to
you?
say, talking to the fab Dr. Hunter about which skincare ingredients really work. Which skincare ingredients really work? Which skincare ingredients, sorry, Julia, really work? I just had to make sure you get through. Really work. I do so many typos on this too. So I'm just putting that up, and now I've got to pin that. So for those of you joining now, 2 or 3 little things, housekeeping wise. If you want to see Julia's face better, you tap once on her face, and the comments should go just to 1 comment. Okay, you tap on the comments and it should do that. It's not doing that with mine now, Julia, but it generally does, Molly, doesn't it? Molly.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it generally does. So try that. Now, I'm just going to reintroduce Julia, darling, because it's been so long. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you. And I say this?
Yes.
That lip color is gorgeous. Being from the South, we love azaleas. It's the land of azaleas. That's the most gorgeous one. It's beautiful. And I was looking earlier at your skin on something. Your skin looks gorgeous.
Oh, well,
so whatever you're using, keep it up.
Oh, well, you can imagine what I'm using, darling. But it is feeling good. And I'm also in this very nice early evening light, which is immeasurably flattering. So that does help. It's a daylight. It's not a film or anything. But Julia, I think the most exciting thing, because I just want to introduce you to our newer, members of our audience who maybe haven't been following me for so long. But Dr. Julia is an amazing, innovative formulator dermatologist, and she owns Holistic Dermatology, which is about a sort of 360 approach to the health of a woman, internally and externally. You have amazing supplements. You have your own skincare range, which I think is the best bloody range out there. It is expensive, but it's incredible. You don't give a shit about packaging, which makes me love you even more, because,
as long as it's recyclable.
It's recyclable, yes, but it's all about the ingredients. So I asked you, when we emailed, and I said, can we have a conversation, Julia, about so many women, since we've got the explosion in the skincare market of these less expensive brands like The Ordinary and Inky and all these that are telling women about ingredients, and women are then saying, oh, I need vitamin C, but do I need L-ascorbic acid? Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, should I put an SPF on? Can I use vitamin C at night? Somebody told me I can only use it at night, or can I use it in the morning? Can I use it with retinol? It's like open the Pandora's box in a way, Julia, for women. So on one hand, I love it that women are thinking, I'm not going to the drugstore with a cream that has this little active ingredients in it. I want more. I think there's an awakening of women saying, I want more. I want to know, what are the right things that I can do for my skin? So what I'd love to do, I don't know where we start, Julia, but if you are, and also there is this thing about our true age and our skin age, because I think you can meet a woman with a very thin skin, and she goes down that path of life. I always put your accent on when I say it. She goes down that path of life quicker in terms of wrinkles, and then you can find a beautiful, a dark brown skin which has all the oils in it, and majority of women I meet who are sort of mid to dark brown, they look 20 when everyone else looks 50. Because that skin is thick and oily and just beautiful and holds up everything. So I think many people would say, I'm 20, so what should I start using? So I just where do you think we should start, Julia?
Well, first of all, I think we need to start with, what at the end of the day, what does everybody want? They want to look a lot younger than their chronological age, okay? So at the end of the day, there's a million products on the market. There's a million ingredients, but what works? Yeah. What gives therapy? And what is therapy? Therapy is defined as what turns back, slows down the clock, so that we do look the youngest that we can look at every age. And the youngest we can look is really 15 to 20 years younger than what our actual chronological age is. Okay.
I'm going to throw in one thing here, Julia, because I think that I think a few people would say, I don't want to look younger, but I want to look well. And I think there's some associations with, hey, I don't want to deny the age I am. I never do. I always say this is my age. But if I look 56, maybe I wouldn't say this is my age. But I think that women, I know many women who don't start the conversation. Maybe, Julia, you find they're all thinking it internally with, I want to look younger. It's just, I want my skin to look fantastic. You know, I do hear that from women. I want my skin to look amazing. My skin feels tired. It feels dead. It feels drained. It feels gray. It feels green.
And it looks yellow. Yes, exactly.
And, you know, so I don't know if the language is somewhat evolving. I don't know.
Well, so at the end of the day, again, people do want to look well, okay?
Yeah, let's use that word. I want to use that word. Yes.
Okay, let's use well, okay? So well, if you look at younger people, when you're standing in the grocery store or whatever, okay, you look at younger people and what do they look? They look plump and they look pink, okay? Whether it be men or women, plump and pink, okay? Which is why that lip color is a really fabulous lip color. So how do you do that? Well, what happens, the reason people yellow, the reason people get brown spots, the reason people get rosacea, all those things happen as we go down the path of life, as I like to say.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is, in order to look pink, you have to keep the blood supply to your skin at the surface. Okay, your blood supply dies back as you go down the path of life. And that's what makes people yellow. That's what makes look enlarged pores, inflammation. Those are the things that make enlarged pores. You get brown spots because we glycate. Okay. Because
tell me what is glycation?
Okay, so glycation is, look, if you're stressed, if you're eating too much sugar. I was listening to one of your things about how somebody got you off of sugar. Okay.
Yeah.
Really important. But sugar's not the only culprit, because stress increases your blood sugar. So you have to put things on the surface of the skin that decrease that at the same time that you are doing things on the inside, which is why I'm all about, you've got to deal with the inside and the outside. Okay.
Yeah.
Very important. So the bottom line is there's so many ingredients on the market, and what's happened is with product lines, everybody's competing against each other, and they make up names of products. Okay. I mean, they have no relationship to chemistry, to what's real. Okay. So and then they take products, they take ingredients, and they so change them chemically. Okay. But the problem is, you put things on the surface of the skin, and it's not just about putting something and assuming that it absorbs. It doesn't necessarily absorb. Okay. And the reason I do what's called chirally correct, like you see the L-ascorbic, L-glutathione, L this, L that, is because the body, when you put something on the surface of the skin, in order for it to absorb, first of all, you have to get rid of all the dead skin on the surface. Okay. So you've got to be exfoliated to a certain extent. You can't have a bunch of dead skin sitting there, because it's like having a wall. You can't get into something if there's a wall sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay?
So let's just then say, any age is step one that we need to create a fantastic surface for our skin. So any ingredient we put in will penetrate and work.
Number one is it has to penetrate, which means you have to remove the dead skin, the wall.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So what are the things that are that, and number two is you have to put ingredients on there that have a chemistry that the skin recognizes what they are. In other words, look, the skin has, it's like meeting a friend at the restaurant. Okay. if you're meeting somebody, it's like having a blind date. Okay.
Okay.
If you go, if you have a blind date and you go, you don't know, you've never seen them, maybe you've never seen a picture, you don't know who you're looking for. So the skin has receptors. And what those receptors do is they say, oh, look, here's who I'm supposed to meet. They recognize they're supposed to meet that person. That's the chemistry of it. So there's a receptor. So when you put something on the surface of the skin, if you don't put the right chemistry, it can't go and meet. It's like having sex with the
well, if you want to make a baby, you've got to take off the condom.
Exactly. Okay. And so you've got to have the right chemistry. Otherwise, it just sits on the surface. What does sun protection do? It sits on the surface and it reflects back the rays of the sun. Okay. So that's why zinc, it just reflects it back. Okay.
Okay, dialing back. Let's go back now, Julia. We're sitting there because lots of people are asking questions as we speak. So first thing I'm going to say is we're talking about that cleansing and that exfoliation to your skin. This is your SOS step one. Everyone's got to do it. All right.
Cleansing, right?
Cleansing, and then some exfoliation of some acid form. So when people talk about, because I think everyone can have their cleansing route, but is there anything in cleansing you don't like and you think doesn't do the job, Julia?
Well, look, even I'm watching some of these questions on the screen. Look, even people who have thin, sensitive skin, what do the pores do? Okay. The pores have to be cleaned out, whether you're putting makeup, whether you're outside and having pollution, whether you're sweating and the oil is coming out. You've got to clean out the pores, because a lot of things get in through the pores. Plus the skin respires. It breathes through the pores to a certain extent. Okay.
So Julia, if you have eczema, if you have rosacea, if you have these conditions which sensitize your skin more, many women are just, they go out to the beauty counter and somebody say, oh, you can't do an acid, or you can't do that. So I know that there's different forms, and you talk a lot about a mandelic, malic acids, but I think I just want to say that for people with rosacea and eczema, you don't believe they can't also do a kind of acidic exfoliation.
Well, so first and foremost,
psoriasis too. Yeah.
Yes, but first and foremost, okay, people who have inflamed skin, whether it be eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, they're inflamed internally. Okay. And if you put things on the surface of the skin that are inflammatory chemicals, it destroys the acid mantle, which protects the skin. The skin is inflamed then internally and externally. Okay. So, which is why I go back to, you've got to put the right chemical forms of things. Let's start with ingredients to avoid. Okay. Okay. So the things that we know, the ingredients to avoid are, of course, the parabens. Why? Because they inflame things. Salicylic, it exfoliates, but it inflames. Okay. I'm not a fan of salicylic.
I know, because a lot of people with an oily skin end up doing those salicylic spot things, and it just burns the skin. I think salicylic acid should be banned.
So the first thing, so a lot of people, when they cleanse, for instance, who have sensitive skin, okay, the reason their skin is sensitive because they're inflamed internally, they're inflamed externally. So what do they do on the inside? They've got to take the more antioxidants, the better. So you take vitamin C on the inside, melatonin, the strongest antioxidant, or lipoic acid. The more green you eat, the better. All those things help anti-inflame you. I'm going to eat right for your blood type person. Why? Because that anti-inflames your gut. And if your gut's inflamed, your skin's inflamed. Okay. So those things, number one. Number two,
because those also for people might bring down their rosacea a bit, might help their eczema a bit. That's what you're saying, isn't it? And
absolutely.
If they have a sensitive skin, it's because of the inside.
Right. Because rosacea is an internal condition. You're not smitten by God or whatever with rosacea. It's something internally that's happening, okay, that is causing those growth factors to inflame you. It's usually your gut. It can also be stress. It can be your adrenals. Your thyroid can be low, okay? But
so just to then look at those things. So I just want to know that we dealt with it. So you've got eczema, rosacea, psoriasis, these ones. look at what you're taking, look at the supplements you're taking. Julia has named some at the end. Molly, if you can write down the supplements we've mentioned. So Julia, say again the things that you should be putting inside your body. The melatonin.
Melatonin is the strongest one. Glutathione is the second strongest one.
Glutathione.
The third strongest one is vitamin C.
Vitamin C, yeah.
And then comes R-lipoic acid. And the good thing about R-lipoic is it also lowers your sugar. And so that's anti-glycating, meaning that if your sugar's too high, whether it be from stress or you're eating too much sugar, okay, then the body hates sugar. So what it does is it attaches it to the proteins, particularly in the skin, but in every organ system of your body, and it makes them crunchy. And that's what causes aging, part of what causes aging and wrinkling, okay? Because those proteins get crunchy.
Okay, so we've dealt a bit with sensitive. You've got to be dealing with your inside first. But let's say we then got everyone on a level playing field. They've cleansed their skin. I mean, I know I like to do a balm to take my makeup off, and then I use your maximal strength cleanser, which is a mixture of sort of lovely soft little acids and things. But what are the things that, if you had to say a universally good thing to clean your skin with, Julia, what are the ingredients that you think every woman should have in her cleanser?
Well, look, I mean, I'm trying to be objective here, but I use zeolite, which is a ingredient which goes into the pores. It binds to the oils, the pollution, and the makeup, and it pulls them out, okay? But mixed in with that is also some emollients that basically are soothing the skin at the same time, okay? Because your skin's inflamed, what do you have to do? You have to soothe it, okay? It's just like if you're crying, you need somebody to soothe you because you're all upset. Your skin needs the same thing.
So Julia, if somebody's, not having access to your products, because I just want to think of all the women who are watching, all right? It's really like, should they be dumping their cleansing balm? Is that all right as long as afterwards you do another cleanse with something that's sort of more properly cleaning your skin and not leaving the residue of the oils from the balm? I'm always thinking that myself.
Well, yes. Well, what's the most important is, look, when you take a white towel after you wash your skin, and if you have anything left on your skin, you need to cleanse again. Now, the milky cleansers normally don't have anything going in to pull the oil out. Okay. So like the coconut oil, somebody's got on there cold pressed, sustainable, coconut oil. Yeah. The problem is it sits on the surface. Coconut oil's too big of a molecule. So you see coconut oil that's being changed into glutathionic acid, which is a little bit acidic. Okay. That's why chemistry, sometimes there is better living through chemistry, but sometimes there's not. Okay. So the most important thing you want to do, number one, is the ingredients to avoid. You don't want sodium lauryl sulfate. You don't want sodium lauryl anything, basically. You don't want any of the propylene glycols. All those things are inflaming it. You don't want any of the acrylates, the ureas, the triethanolamines.
So this means, this list you're giving, Julia, means that whatever cleanser, in your opinion, whatever cleanser, most companies do list the ingredients on the back of their products or on their internet site. There are some companies still who do not, which I find incredibly offensive, Julia, in the day and age we live in. But I think that you should be looking at these, because people are saying, should I never use salicylic acid for cleansing, or AHAs, and how often? I don't want at the end of this people to get more confused. So one thing I'm hearing from you, just to kind of interpret for my audience, is if you use too much of a balmy cleanser with a big molecule, it's going to have this film on, so that even if you take it off, it makes it much harder for those lovely actives to get through and do their work.
Exactly, because your pores have not been cleansed. Okay?
Pores have been cleansed. So if somebody has so if somebody has an oilier skin, and you're saying no salicylic, what needs to be in that cleanser for that oilier skin? What are the ingredients they want to be saying, oh yes, it has that, I'm okay? you know,
Okay, so lactic. I'm a huge fan of lactic
lactic,
acid.
yeah.
Okay, and there's a lot of different. Um, Look, I use a lot of shea that has been thinned, and even one of the reasons I use a shea that has been thinned because it basically a lot of the pollutants, whatever, will stick to it. Okay, and
Okay,
it'll pull it off when you wash it off. Okay,
yeah.
but
So
if
Julia's
it has,
referring to a shea butter, and there are a few cleansers, melting
yes, but
cleansing balms that do have shea in it, but yeah,
or jojoba, okay, but jojoba is
yeah.
a thinner oil. Things don't stick to it like shea
Okay,
does, okay?
okay,
And
yeah,
so what I do is I look the lactics, okay? Any of the lactics, the malics, the glucuronics, okay? Those are the acids that are milder.
yeah,
But when people have very inflamed skin,
yeah,
okay, and citric acid will often inflame people's skins,
yeah,
okay, and
yeah,
so somebody just wrote up something about a micellar cleanser.
yeah.
The micellar cleanser is because the ingredients don't have the right chemistry. Basically, they're not chiral, okay, so the body
Yeah.
doesn't recognize them. They're too big of a molecule. What, remember, if a molecule is too big, it can't get into the skin, and then the
So you're
skin, so
saying,
it does nothing.
so a micellar cleanser, I mean, a lot of people I know will use one, Julia, because it's quick. It's like, it's one up from the cleansing wipe. You know, ladies who used to use the cleansing wipe and realize environmentally that's very bad. Micellar, and they sell everywhere, Julia. You go into our local pharmacy here, Boots, and it's everywhere. It's that quick makeup removal. So if
And why?
somebody's using a micellar water just to get rid of their makeup, but then they follow it with some kind of gentle acid cleanser with some shea or something, to me, that's okay because you want to get the makeup off,
Look,
but
as
not for
long,
cleaning your skin. That's
yeah,
a
look,
difference.
are you cleaning your pores? At the end of the day, this is about your pores, Trini.
Okay.
Because if your pores aren't getting cleaned out, then makeup, pollution, oil that your skin is making. And look, the thicker your skin is, it's just like you've got thicker, oilier skin, okay? So, which is great because you don't age, but it's harder to clean it.
Yes, it
Okay.
is. Yeah.
So you really have to use something that gets in there into the pores and pulls things out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's the issue. So having a little bit of acid, but a healthy acid,
Yeah.
which is mandelic, malic,
Malic.
lactic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are the ones that are basically a better cleanser. Now, I've never been a toner person because I believe that your cleanser, I mean, I think, you try to avoid as many steps as you can because who has time? Okay,
Yeah.
glycolic. Somebody just wrote up something about glycolic. There is no receptor in the body for glycolic. I am seriously an anti-glycolic person
You are.
because
Yeah.
glycolic inflames your skin, okay? And so what happens is if there's no receptor in the body doesn't recognize when you put glycolic on the skin, it'll get in because it's a small enough molecule. But what it goes in and does is it just wanders around. It doesn't have anybody to meet and it inflames, okay?
That's,
And
I mean,
so,
that's kind of ruthless what you're saying. I just want to, because what we've done is we said anything with salicylic or glycolic, dump it.
yeah.
I mean, we're kind
And
of saying dump it. If you want products that work and understand your skin and have nurture the relationship of cleansing your pore, those two are not ingredients that do it. So would you
well,
then
and why
say,
are those ingredients there? Because they're cheap. I mean, they put them in
okay,
there because they're cheap. And look, at the end of the day, if you want therapy, you have to have ingredients that do not inflame, okay, that get into the skin and cause a positive, which I entitle as a therapeutic reaction. You see it, okay? But most importantly, it doesn't inflame. Look, life is an inflammatory event,
journey?
and
Yeah.
what's killing us is inflammation. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what causes us to go to the grave because
Yeah.
it wears us out.
Yeah.
It rusts us
Yeah.
basically. Okay,
Yeah.
and so um, um, so with cleanser, It's very important. And I personally want a cleanser that one step does it. It gets your makeup off. I personally do not like the wipes. If you read the complete ingredient list, it's horrifying. And when you see the at the end of the day, the ingredient list is the more ingredients you see in a product is the each one is not therapeutic.
Yeah,
okay?
so what you're saying is they're putting a lot in to make some noise, but there isn't one really active thing that's making the journey.
Well, it's a betrayal of people's trust, because people think that, if they see a bunch of ingredients, okay, that it must be better. But what you have to understand is that when you formulate, there's only so much space, okay? It's like in your closet. There's only so many places to hang things, okay? And so when you're making a formula is about the amount of ingredient that you can put in there. There's only so much space, okay? And the ingredients have to chemically combine. It's the way that you add the ingredients one by one, because they accept them. It's just like, look, you have people over the years, friends that you love, they stay your friends forever. Some people you reject, okay? Certain chemical ingredients do not mix, okay? And so when you're formulating, you have to only put so much. You can only put so much. And when you have a million different ingredients in there, you have one molecule of everything. Well, one molecule is not going to do it, okay? And at the end of the day, if you really want to know if a product works, look at your skin. Do you see your skin get better in 5 minutes, in one day? Do people start to say something to you? Now,
Julia, I need to do some questions as we go, otherwise people won't get hurt. So one woman, Sharon, is saying, I love Trinny, but some of the information isn't right. Internal inflammation is worsened by melatonin. Hence, when it says on the box, avoid if you have autoimmune disorders. What do you say to that, Julia?
Well, first of all, your body makes melatonin. So melatonin cannot inflame you, okay? It's an impossibility. It's an antioxidant. So
I appreciate that. But when we talked about taking a supplement that is melatonin, is there one form which is different from another so that it doesn't deal with any autoimmune issues or, inflammation in your body?
Okay, so your pineal gland deep in your brain makes melatonin, okay? And so every day your body's kicking out melatonin. So even if, what is an autoimmune disorder? But it is a dysregulation somewhere in your body, which is always caused by inflammation. So what you're trying to do is identify, why do you have it? Out the fire. So if melatonin
I'm just getting my
is the strongest antioxidant in the body, then even if you put melatonin on the surface of the skin, so when you see skin products that have melatonin in it, melatonin's too big of a molecule to penetrate. It cannot penetrate, okay?
All
right. So if you take it, even if you have an autoimmune disorder, it is an anti-inflammatory.
Okay, so you're just totally refuting what she's saying. That's good. Julia, I
don't refuse anything. I just disagree.
Okay, you disagree. Sorry, yes. So what I just want to do, because we've been half an hour in and we haven't got past cleansers. And I think that what is interesting is to talk about, we can all have our favorite cleanser. Somebody's saying Eve Lom has an amazing cleanser. Funnily enough, I think the formulation changed and I don't think it's that good anymore. Some people are talking about, I have rosacea and I use Cetaphil cleanser, which I think it's dreadful. Cetaphil. I mean, terrifying and horrifying. And it's sold as this kind of will be fine for your skin. And lots of people, doctors recommend it for people who have acne. But I just think we've got to begin at some stage to be looking and understanding what ingredients do for us. For some people, we must remember, Julia, some people are on a budget. They just want to go in. They want to grab something. They, maybe it's a huge step up from what they used to do,
Okay, so let's talk about what works and what people need to do. Okay. Okay. So of course, cleansing. Your cleanser needs to have look, it doesn't have to be an expensive cleanser. It needs to be a cleanser which has none of the toxic ingredients in there. And all those ingredients to avoid are on my website, okay? There's a document that's called Ingredients to Avoid, okay? So those are all there. The other thing is
Julia's website is called Holistic Dermatology. It does contain her products, which I
it's
love.
called JuliaTHunterMD.com, but
okay,
but you can
sorry, one second. JuliaTHunterMD.com. But I think what's good about your website, Julia, is it's a ton of educational information. It's not just products. It's a real methodology. And if you want to, if you
health solutions,
so if people are thinking, I'm very stimulated by this conversation, to go there and read, I mean, you can really understand that some of the things we're discussing.
And it talks about ingredients. So number one is you've got to exfoliate to get the dead off your skin. You've got to clean out your pores, okay? So cleaning out your pores, you've got to have a little bit of acid and a little bit, and the acid needs to be not citric, not glycolic, not salicylic, in my opinion. Remember, medicine is an art as well as a science, okay? And this is my opinion. This is what I believe. This is what my experience is.
Because some people are saying salicylic acid has cured their acne-prone skin.
Yes, but people have really thick, oily skin, okay? Salicylic is, it will exfoliate, okay? But it's inflaming. People who have oilier, thicker skin can get away with it. People who have thinner skin won't get away with it.
Okay, so if you have a oilier, thicker skin, which has less sensitivity on the surface, are you saying you could use the salicylic acid?
Well, if you have thicker, really oily, thick skin, okay, salicylic's not going to kill you. Over time, it's going to inflame you. Are there better options? Because at the end of the day, do we want to use what's the best option? The better options are lactic. The better options are mandelic, malic. Okay, those are your better options. Healthier, holistically, meaning that they don't inflame your skin over time. Now, look, people who have really thick, oily skin can use witch hazel, okay? They can use, look, I have patients who have really horribly oily, horribly acneic skin. I'm curing the acne on the inside because, again, it's an internal condition. But I have some of those people whose skin is so oily, until I can clear it up, I haven't put alcohol on their skin as a toner. But does that dry their skin up like crazy? Yes. But does that decrease their acne until I can cure the cause and exfoliate it so that they don't have to use those things that are so drying? Yes. Okay. At the end of the day, we have a lot of tools in the toolbox. What are the best tools for the job? Okay. And why do we use them?
All right. So Julia, what I'd love to do, because I mean, we could speak for hours, but just to kind of, what I'd love to do is what is important? What steps in a routine should every woman do?
Okay. Number one is you've got to have a cleanser that if you take a white towel after you use it, okay, there's no makeup, there's no dark color that comes off on it. Okay. I don't care if you've got lily white skin. You don't want to see anything dark come off, because if you do, then you haven't cleaned out the pores.
Totally agree. 100%.
Okay. Number one is.
Okay.
Number two is you've got to exfoliate. If you don't exfoliate, you've got this wall that keeps anything. I don't care how strong the ingredient is, how chirally correct, how much it penetrates. It's not going to get in, or a fraction of it will get in.
Okay.
Don't waste your money.
So on the exfoliation point, because I want to keep on the steps quickly, if we had sensitive skin, thick, oily skin, and you had to say how many days a week you would exfoliate, would you say everyone should do every day, but different strength of exfoliator? Or would you say some people, it's an every other day thing?
Okay, so your body and your skin will tell you, because remember, if you're exhausted on the inside and you're exfoliating every day on the outside, your body can't keep up with the demand. It's like asking it to run the marathon and it can't. So what will it do? How will it tell you that? It will get inflamed. It'll get irritated. Okay. It will, it won't feel healthy. It'll be itchy if you've over exfoliated. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I have my patients do is I start once a week. Okay. And then every week or 2 weeks, if their skin is thin, I go up every 2 weeks. If it's thicker, I have them go up once a week, and I go up to from once a week to twice a week,
Yeah.
to every third night, to every other night, to every night. Because the more you exfoliate, the better, in the sense of it's forcing new collagen production, it's lifting and tightening.
But it's about listening to your skin.
But you've
it's about
got
listening to your skin.
Your body will tell you, okay, because it won't tolerate it.
Okay.
And so
two things, Julia. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to say your website, Dr. Julia Hunter, MD. Yeah.
Yeah. JuliaTHunterMD.com.
JuliaTHunterMD.com. Lots of you want to know. A lot of people are asking, what product can I use? Can you name some products? I think as you live in America, it's harder. But what I can say is, you know, everything Julia is saying is what I believe in tremendously, learning from you and learning from my experience, Julia. So I have listed, you know, on TrinnyLondon.com in the blog, I've got Secret 7 on most categories we're discussing, from, you know, cleansers, whatever. So you can look at those for different price points, sensitivity.
Yes, and number 1 is non-toxic, okay? Number 1 is non-toxic. That's number 1. Number 2 is, look, I see people asking about microneedling. Yes, I'm a huge fan of microneedling. Look, the big ingredients, retinols, vitamin C.
Okay, let's go back to that list then, Julia. So, cleansing your skin, we've discussed that. Then you need to do some form of exfoliation. You've got to listen to your skin. If it feels inflamed, dial it down. But you want to get to kind of, I mean, I exfoliate every day, but not harsh, but I do it. And I do it sometimes physically with my Foreo, with your cleansing gel. And then I do an exfoliator after. What are we doing after that? So now our skin is incredibly clean. We've taken off the dead skin cells. What then should every woman do?
So first you've got to feed it, okay? And that's non-toxically with a serum that's full of minerals and vitamins. I mean, what do you need when you eat, okay? You need things. Look, your skin is supposed to be acidic on the surface, and it's supposed to be alkaline internally, okay? So if your skin is inflamed, if you have psoriasis, if you have rosacea, if you have inflamed skin for whatever reason, acne, etc., the first thing you want to do is calm it down and feed it, okay?
So different people require different meal plans, you're saying, but you need to feed before you protect or regenerate.
A serum that is full of vitamins and minerals and is non-toxic. You make sure it doesn't have any of the ingredients to avoid, no acrylates, no ammoniums. Look, there's you want to make sure none of the parabens, none of those ingredients to avoid. It's just feeding the skin. So you're calming it and feeding it. Okay. Just like when you get up in the morning, and then you want to stimulate the skin. Okay. What makes the pores smaller? Now, at night, am I a huge fan of retinols? Yes, only at night. Okay. And so you want to use your retinols at night, because what it does is it forces the skin to make new collagen. It decreases the pore size. It thickens the skin. So if you have rosacea, no matter what, if you have psoriasis, I saw somebody asking about exfoliation for psoriasis. Yes, you've got to exfoliate all skin, but you've got to do it you've got to uninflame internally. And then on the surface, you've got to stimulate and exfoliate. So that in my world would be mandelic, malic, lactic. Okay. It would not be salicylics, whatever. I think there's better alternatives, but if, as I say to people, use up what you've got, it's not going to kill you, but then change. Don't waste your money, but change to what's a better choice.
Okay. So Julia, I think what we want to do is we want to do a part 2 on this, because I think it's so much information to absorb that I just think it then becomes, for the people watching, they're like, well, I'm even more overwhelmed. So I just want to go back, because I don't want to leave people in the lurch of not understanding now what they should and shouldn't do, and leaving this conversation thinking I'm even more confused. Because like a lot of ladies saying, so many lactic acid cleansers have glycolic and a bit of salicic in them, you know, so
they're cheap. Those aren't good products.
Okay, but Julia, if you keep saying they're cheap and they aren't good products, you've got to give us an alternative. And just to say, look for ones with this, you know, people are not as experienced as you or me in terms of every day trying to go through this minefield of what is on offer, because there's so much on offer.
Right.
So,
And look, the other thing I saw somebody who asked about is doxycycline. And I mean, look, at the end of the day, my whole thing is about the non-toxic pharmaceutical alternatives that gives the best results. What I need to come up with you, I'll come up with a list of products, okay, that are non-toxic at different price ranges.
I mean, that would be amazing, Julia. That would be fantastic, because
I'm looking at all these questions and I'm dying to answer them for people.
Yeah.
And yes,
Yeah.
retinol's all year round. Okay. Vitamin C, you use an L-ascorbic acid, but if it's in a liquid or a cream, it's oxidized. It's a water-soluble vitamin. So ferulic, I saw somebody ask about. Ferulic is a very weak antioxidant, okay? So is it better than no antioxidant? Yes, but there's stronger alternatives. So is it better than using nothing? Yes. But the reason I use a powdered vitamin C is you mix it with your serum right then and there, and you're getting 100% of what you paid for, okay?
Yeah.
And so stronger is better. So vitamin C, but if your skin's inflamed, you've got to heal your skin first with a good serum so that it's not inflamed. May you still have rosacea? Yeah. A lot of times, no matter what, skin products will do so much, okay? And I saw somebody ask about AHAs. There's a lot of AHAs, alpha hydroxy acids. Those are just acids, okay? And gluconolactone is one, which is an easy one. But it's again in the formulation. This is why it's always so difficult for me, because in the formulation you have to think about the acids. You've got to, even in people who have inflamed skin, you've got to exfoliate them. But first, internally, you've got to make them healthier so their body can keep up with the demand. Because if your body is there's Vintner's Daughter, Vintner's Daughter, that's a good product, okay? And it's non-toxic, and but they have a certain amount of citric in there. Some people are allergic to citric, okay?
Okay, I'm going to take it back on track, focusing, Julia. We know in the cleanser, we've kind of got an understanding of that. We're all listening. We understand ingredients we should maybe not have something leading on. So if it has a tiny bit of salicylic in it, or a tiny bit of glycolic, but it's mainly a mandelic or a malic, that might be okay. What I think you're saying is don't lead with these very strong acids. I'm not asking, it's a rhetorical question, okay?
Yeah.
Then I think, you're going to exfoliate, and then, you believe strongly in vitamin C. I do. So when somebody said vitamin C ? Shall I use it? Can I use it? Shall I use it morning and night? I mean, I just think vitamin C should be an integral ingredient in everyone's skincare, because all the women who say, I've got dull skin, I've got this, that, and the other, I just so know vitamin C will, bring to the table for them that sense of that glow and regeneration on their skin. So
amen. But I will tell you this, okay, and this is from practice. I mean, life is all about experience.
Yeah.
And so there are some people who they have to do a weak vitamin C, because at first it's too stimulating. Okay, those are the people who use a vitamin C that's in a cream or a liquid.
Yeah.
Because basically what they've got, if you put vitamin C in a cream or a liquid, after a day or two, all you've got is an acidic product. But it's not a bad acidic product, okay?
Yeah.
It's just, it's mildly exfoliating, but it's not stimulating. What does vitamin C do? Vitamin C basically stimulates new collagen production, because vitamin C is what cross-links collagen. So when it's in the skin, the body forces new collagen production. Okay,
so it's like a grower. So just to recap, because I'm going to be cut off by Instagram in a second.
Yeah.
Cleaning your skin thoroughly is important till it's at the extent where you put the towel up and there's no makeup or anything there. Create a fabulous template to give you the products that will nurture and feed your skin. Exfoliating, you can build up to every day, but bring it into your routine if you don't do it with a acid exfoliation of some kind. Julia's going to try and send us some names later.
I will send you some.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll send
and
you
then
stuff.
your skin is ready for regeneration of collagen. As Julia said, vitamin C does it well. Now, in between those steps, if you want to do a little essence, I think you can, Julia. You know, if somebody feels
Absolutely.
that nurturing of an essence.
And you got to moisturize.
Moisturize, so that's a little moisturize. I think
Yes.
vitamin C, we always feel should go on a clean skin. So you don't want a serum and then a vitamin C serum. It's kind of likes a cleanish skin from any other product.
Right.
And then I think for me, I'm really going to accelerate here, but just for me, after you've done the vitamin C, or we'll go into another time, peptides or other ingredients which are really interesting, you want to protect it from the bloody sun. You know,
absolutely.
And you've got to cause a barrier.
Zinc would be the best ingredient for that. I don't use titanium. I saw somebody ask about pregnant. Look, you can use vitamin C when you're pregnant. Zinc, fine and dandy. I'm not a titanium. And I don't use any of the chemical sun protections because they inflame your skin.
Okay. So on that note, if your skin, because lots of women here will say my skin is very oily or very dry, I think between vitamin C and your SPF, you could have room for something that could give you a bit more moisture or could deal with the oiliness a bit more.
Correct.
Okay. But in terms of those 4 steps, that's it. And at night, to me, it's clean your skin and get a cell turnover regeneration retinol program into your skincare routine from the age of 30.
Or even, look, the younger people start, the better, okay?
Really? I mean, would you say to do retinol in your 20s, Julia? I want to just quickly ask you
in your 20s. Nowadays, listen, Trinny, people are aging much more quickly nowadays because of stress and toxicity and pollution, etc. Okay? So I think that you start in your late 20s now. It depends on if your skin. If you've got acne, you start earlier, okay?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's slowing down the clock, turning back the clock.
It's slowing down the clock, yeah. So I know that we've opened up just so many more questions and answers, Julia.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, I'd love that we have, you know, with you once a week, we just have this journey just to kind of, you know, so for those people who are really want to understand it, you might feel you're going through a sort of translation lesson and you haven't learned the language yet. But the more you listen in, the more you'll feel you want to give your skin the respect it deserves. And I think one thing I've learned from you, Julia, is I really want to give my skin the respect it deserves. And in that way, I mean, put good things on it, allow it, you know, I do many things, you know, I do the micro needling, I will exfoliate endlessly, but I listen to my skin more now. Perhaps I over exfoliated a few years ago, but I listen, like when you said, if your skin is a bit stressed or inflamed, let it relax for a bit. Give it a time off from its workout, you know. So I think we need to listen to our skin, and all those people who talk about, you know, oh my God, I can't use salicylic or glycolic. You can, but if the thing is also, if you feel your skin is working really well with it, do continue on that journey. But I think be open.
Proof's in the pudding.
Proof is in the pudding, but I think be open to, you know, people whose skin isn't maybe that great and they haven't yet found the solution. You will get an education with Julia like I get, like no other education. So I would say stick with it. And Julia, it's been such a pleasure.
Send me questions and I'll try to answer.
Fantastic. I think if you can give us, Julia, we have lots of people in America who watch this and in England, but if you could just literally do 3 cleansers you believe in, because we all know yours is the best. I know
I'll do it.
But that would help, because you know, because as much as I would say to people, really slavishly save up, because I know what love and knowledge you put into your ingredients. There are people who say, look, my budget for my whole skincare routine is £50. What can I do? I want to do something. What can I do? Okay. So that would be brilliant.
I would be delighted to do that.
Thank you so much, Julia. And it's been such a pleasure.
It's always
lots of
my
people
pleasure, Trinny.
saying thank you so much. And
it's my pleasure to try to answer these things for people because it's what I love to do.
I know, and it shows on your face, and your passion is just relentlessly fantastic.
Well, and right back to you.
All right, darling. We'll speak soon. Thank you so much, Julia.
Love. All right. Love to everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.